Hello, everyone. This is Spittinfire, and I'm coming to you with another one. So I'm going to be not doing a live for a minute because I'm a little under the weather and I want to heal and stuff. So I probably won't even be doing a lot of videos, or whatever. However, I'm going to try to do what I had scheduled for this week. I'm going to try to get through it, okay? But like I said, I am a little bit under the weather. And I'm going to be talking about when I went over on the infamous Sylvia's channel when she had Joel Broski on there. I'm going to be talking about some things. I'm going to be talking about the opposition in the scale sector who has some things to say about that. I'm going to be talking about that as well. Someone sent me a clipping and I went over there and I heard it. And you still have to respect the opposition. You know, as a blogger, that's your job to be able to take criticism. So I'm going to speak on that and rebut that. But first, and we're going to be talking about this Kels, okay? We're going to be talking about R. Kelly or whatever, because I'm going to try to push through, what it is that I already had set. I had it planned to go live, but I'm not in the best health to do that as of right now. So, we're going to break down DJ Tyson and when he was on Tasha K after show, okay? After she did her show the other day. So we're going to break that down and may not be in that order, but let's get it going, okay? Let's go.
Me reading the LGBTQ community, okay? DJ Tyson. Oh shit. Hey DJ, how you doing?
What's up, Tasha? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, I watched your live tonight. I mean, it ain't even about whether I liked it or not and all that stuff. You know where we stand for the R. Kelly situation. It's just with me, I just find it so strange that uh, when we talk about like the 17-year-old boy, this, that, and the other, why they didn't bring that stuff out when they had the first trial versus now. And my question to you is like the same energy you gave R. Kelly when all that surviving bull crap came out. Why Angelo ain't get that same smoke? Because he didn't lie on social media to a lot of people. And I did my homework research on everything. I had a 2-hour conversation with this guy, and he said a lot of things that didn't make sense. He said he wanted R. Kelly to get a record deal with his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he wanted his daughter to do some music with him. He said it was just a bad business deal that went bad. And I got the receipts to back it up what I'm saying. That's why I'm one of the most hated on these at my level, not your level, but at my level, I'm one of the most hated on these YouTube streets.
Why are you hated? Because you capping for R. Kelly?
No, I'm not capping. I mean, I'm just bringing the truth about what's going on with the case because on Facebook, Angelo called my phone and we had a 2-hour conversation and it's still on my Facebook to this day. And he was just talking to somebody he didn't even know, and he just let it all out,
Yeah, that's what he tends to do. He's very friendly. When it comes to Angelo, I do know that Azrael is a part of the trial. And so I was trying to hold off on seeing what the outcome was before I dragged their ass.
The outcome with what?
Of the trial.
I mean, but why wait till the outcome of the trial? You ain't get R. Kelly that same respect to wait till the outcome for him. And he was one of the ones that gave you the information.
What was R. Kelly? I mean, answer this question, DJ. Was he sleeping with underage girls? I mean, everybody knows.
Let me ask you this.
But you didn't answer my question.
But let me ask you your question. Let me also ask
How
you
gonna ask me a question? You didn't answer my question first. Now, come on now.
You used to having your way all the time.
I'm not used to having my way. I just asked you a question. I let you talk. I didn't interrupt.
No, a man is innocent until proven guilty. He went to court. They found him not guilty. Okay.
You got a daughter?
Yeah, I got a daughter. I got 3 of them.
Okay. Any of them ever sleep with any older niggas?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, they grown. I mean,
okay, but if they were younger, if you had a 12-year-old fucking a 30-year-old man and he never got convicted, would you get on camera to say he's not guilty, although I know for a fact he was fucking my daughter.
But this is hearsay. We talking about, I'm not gonna put my kids in
Are
R. Kelly.
you serious? There are videos out there. Come on now. You didn't see the video?
I know where you're trying to go there with.
I'm asking a question. There was a video. He was kissing on a 14-year-old girl.
No.
Yeah.
Come on now. You know R. Kelly beat that case, and they trying to throw that stuff back up.
Why did he beat the case?
Because
the girl did not testify because he paid the family off who was working for him. This is public knowledge. And Sparkle's niece was still living with him as a child.
Okay, listen to me. He still went to court and they found the man not guilty, Tasha K. How many white people that went to court? Listen.
I like how somebody said this in the chat. He beat the case. He didn't win it. He beat it. There's a
Okay, so I'm finna break this down. Okay. So Tasha K, I don't know if anybody gonna show you this or send you this or whatever, but I hope you get this part. I hope they send you this clipping. Just me responding to what you said with DJ Tyson. And I'm not capping for R. Kelly. Okay, I'm not an R. Kelly blogger. I'm not, taking up for R. Kelly. I'm going hard now because the trial is on its way. But I am an R. Kelly supporter. And the only reason why I am an R. Kelly supporter is because of the simple fact is the law is not done right. And if he is convicted, I'm still going to advocate for him because the law has already been tainted and been not doing as it's supposed to when it pertains to bringing these charges up, okay? So just as I did with Bill Cosby, okay, and his case was overturned. So until then, I would do the same for R. Kelly. But let me get to what you said about her. You said that if it was your daughter and she was effing the older man or whatever. Well, first of all, I have a daughter, okay, and no one will want their underage daughter that's 12 or 13 to be screwing a 30-year-old man. Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to say that. But I was a young girl screwing a older man. I was. And we can't act like that doesn't even happen. Okay, we can't act like that doesn't even happen. And I was the aggressor. Okay, so in other words, I came after him. I was the aggressor. I was all of that. Lied about my age. Did everything I could. Okay. Did everything I could to be with him. And that relationship lasts 10 years. Okay. So we cannot act like that young girls don't sleep with older men because they do every day. They have babies every day. They have sex every day. It happens. It's reality. Okay. Many of us know women that did it. We have been part of the women that did it and all this and that. And the girls of tomorrow will probably do it. It doesn't matter. All right. But as far as R. Kelly sleeping with the girl and he was still living with the girl was still living with him and he paid the parents off for the trial. Well, here's what I have to say about that. First of all, if the girl is still living in the house with him, okay, and he's paying the parents or whatever, he's taking care of a child that's in his house that he pays the bills for. And she was still living with him. So you said that out of your own mouth. Because my thing is, why would someone else's child need to live with him without it being the parents to be co-defendants in this? See, the thing about the law is, everybody just want R. Kelly to go to jail because they want him to go to jail, but they don't want the parents to go to jail. If the child is living with R. Kelly at 12 years old, as you just stated, is why she didn't testify, okay, which I was told that she did testify, and she said it wasn't her. Now, if she said that it wasn't her, and the parents saying it wasn't her, then who are we to say anything different? And then you said, well, he paid the parents off. Then the parents pimped their child. They trafficked their child and they need to be co-defendants. You can't just say R. Kelly need to go to jail and the parents don't go. They need to be co-defendants at the same time. At the same time. And if you paid somebody off, you don't get to take the money and take the stand under oath and then come back and take the stand again because the money ain't there no more or it's a new day and time. It doesn't work that way. Once you take an oath and you put your hand up to sworn to tell the truth, okay, that's a statutory 10 years perjury. And I found it very peculiar that they waited after the 10-year mark, right after, 1 year after the 10-year mark, so that these people won't be charged again to bring them up on some charges, and the money is all dried up. I find that to be interesting. Because we're not going to talk about what we believe. We're going to talk about the law. Strictly the law. Because how is a parent going to sit up there and allow their 12 or 13-year-old to be in the house with another grown man, and it's okay as long as he give them money? And it's not okay for you guys to advocate for them to be co-defendants, but only if it's R. Kelly, you okay with it. That's an issue. Because that's not cracking down on pedophilia if that's the truth. That's getting who you want and being selective about it. Let's keep it going, you guys. Let's go.
Difference, okay? But just because, but how many but let's talk about how many black men are convicted of shit that they did not do. Because the court says they're guilty because they're black, they're guilty? Is that what you're trying to say?
Listen to me. Public opinion is not the law. The law is the law.
Public opinion? Nigga, there were videos. There were videos.
Okay, well let's go here with debate.
Azrael was 17 years old, 16 years old when he started fucking her.
Listen, was you there? Was you there when he was fucking her?
Are you? She admitted it. Come on now, DJ.
No, she didn't, Dr. K. No, she didn't.
DJ.
I watched it. No.
DJ, I've had conversations with Azrael. She started fucking him when she was 16 years old.
But what she said on Gayle King, she did not have sex with R. Kelly.
Oh, come on, they was lying. So, okay, so let's look at her Gayle King interview.
Give me the respect. Give me a second.
I'm giving you respect, but you can't come up here. You gaslighting now. You gaslighting.
You let me finish.
Okay.
Listen, Azrael said she did not have sex with R. Kelly at 17. She said on Gayle King, right? Now let's go here. Even when she flipped on R. Kelly, she still didn't say she had sex with R. Kelly. When she went on that rampage through the whole social media bitch, she still did not say she had sex with R. Kelly. You know what she said? She said R. Kelly made her have sex with 5 different guys. Did you see that interview?
Yeah.
Okay then. Did you ever still say R. Kelly, she had sex with R. Kelly?
DJ.
No.
DJ, let me ask you a question. I'm responding to what you're just saying. I'm responding to what you're saying.
Did you hear her say she had sex with R. Kelly?
Yes. So if R. Kelly made her have sex with 5 other guys that were of age, that's still sex trafficking.
Yeah, but we don't. And if
that's the case, sex trafficking.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if he had her have sex with 5 different guys, where's the 5 different guys that she alleged that he had made her have sex with? See, we can't say something and then we don't have the facts to prove it.
Okay, so how do we know she's telling the truth on Gayle King then?
That's what I'm saying. How do you know I tell you
but why would a young girl at 16 go and live with a grown man? She ain't fucking? What's she doing? Reading him a book at night? What the fuck? Come on now.
We're gonna keep this real. The daddy play a part in this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. A fucking daddy play a part in this. Yeah, he let her go. He signed the papers for her to motherfucking go.
And do you know Larry, the informant, is the one that got Azrael to flip on R. Kelly? Did you know that?
I mean, Azrael was gonna flip anyway. The money stopped. He went to jail.
No. But do you know they got something to do with that? Her flipping on R. Kelly.
No.
An informant named Larry McGee was put out here by Angelo Clary to taunt all the R. Kelly supporters, such as myself, threatened my family. I had to put a police report on dude, one on him, one on Angelo, because he talking about kids die, families do die. You never know who I might see in Houston that know you and say, oh, there go that dude, because I was putting the truth about his ass. Did you know that? So if he's so much telling the truth, why he got to threaten bloggers?
Angelo always threatened bloggers. He still think he a gangster.
But the point I'm trying to make to you with this here, he is not no innocent Joe. I just felt like the same way you did R. Kelly, Angelo should have got that same smoke. Because this is a lot of
and what makes you think he's not gonna get that same smoke?
Yeah, because it's a lot of receipts.
Because I don't do it. Because I don't do it on your time.
No, I ain't saying no time or nobody time, but I'm saying it's a lot of things out there. You say you want to wait till the trial. If that's the case, you could have waited till the trial came when it came for R. Kelly.
No, I was reporting on live shit. Angelo sent his daughter. Angelo sent his daughter to live with R. Kelly. Okay, that has been reported on. Me and Angelo have had public words. So don't say that I have not dragged him. I just said I was going to wait on the receipts to drag him, which is they will conclude once the trial is over and his daughter gets on that stand to tell lies and truths. So don't try to tell me like when or how I should put it out. I've dragged him publicly. It's on this channel.
No. What you said was, and I was there, I watched all of your stuff.
Okay.
Because the video that you put up there with him talking to Azriel, I mean, she read his blueprint right there. She said her daddy knew where she was.
Of course he knew where she was. He was talking to her the whole time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, though, for him to put out in the public that his daughter couldn't talk to nobody, that she was being held against her will, all this bullshit he was putting out there, that was false narrative.
Well, Don Russell facilitated those phone calls.
We ain't talking about Don Russell. We talking about
so no, none of the girls could have contact with their families unless he said so. They had to ask for permission.
True. But
that is true.
The video that you played on your live that you got from my IG, she sat right next to her daddy, read the blueprint, and she sit up there and said, Dad, don't even start. I will call you 4-5 times out of the month. And every time she would call him, he would be biggering. So you put it on your own channel. And everybody was watching it from my IG.
Because she only called when R. Kelly gave her permission to call. Wouldn't you be alarmed? But wouldn't you be alarmed if your daughter went off to live with a grown man and she could only talk to you when he said so?
You see how you sitting side by side to me, Tasha?
No, you're side by side. You're all over the place.
You see how my face side the screen of yours? That's the same way she was with her daddy. And she sit up there and said these words. R. Kelly would say, if this your mother number, if this your daddy number, call them. And she said out of her own mouth, I will not call them because every time she would call them, they would be biggering and arguing. The same way with Joycelyn. When the savages...
That's what parents do. Don't you argue with your kids?
But
okay, so what I got out of that situation was, Tasha, you said a whole lot of different things, okay? You said a lot of things that was inaccurate. And I think that you are getting some truth out of it, but I think that you realize that these people had lied to you. Okay, so you said, yeah, he let R. Kelly, her father sent her to go live with a grown man. These fathers going to let their daughters live with a grown man. But yet, y'all, every time we rebut what you guys say as supporters, you say, do you have daughters? Well, these men had daughters, and just like you was saying about the girl who's supposed to be in this tape, father received money and let her go live with R. Kelly. Then you said Azriel, which is Angelo, let Azriel go live with R. Kelly. So none of these fathers need to be co-defendants with R. Kelly, if this is true. None of them need to be. And then you said, oh, well, yeah, I know he let her go live with R. Kelly. But wouldn't you be upset if you called your daughter and you could only speak to her when a grown man allowed her to? First of all, okay, she was 3 months before she was 17. And she was signed over to a woman named Valerie Denise Payton. That's what was reported out here to the media. Okay, so I'm only going by what was reported out here to the media. I don't know if she went to live with R. Kelly directly or she was actually with Valerie Denise Payton. But all I know, it was 3 months before she was 18. Post-graduation. This is what all this is about. So we're not going to act like she was 16. Okay? Regardless and contrary to what she told you. Okay? She told the public something totally different. Totally different. And if she did sleep with R. Kelly at the age of 16, I'm not finna sit here and act as if the parents did not even know that was even happening. Considering the fact that she said, my parents told me to lie about my age. This is the problem that we have here. It's not allowing parents to be accountable or co-defendants in this, but only want R. Kelly and looking at him as the bad one because, oh, he's the one fucking underage girls, as if the girls wasn't fucking anyway. And then you said something about, well, that's still trafficking. That's still trafficking. If he made her have sex with 5 guys, first of all, the way that young lady was talking to Gayle King, I doubt if he was going to be able to make her have sex with 5 other guys. One minute you guys say that he did not allow them to look at other men or talk to other men. Then the next minute you guys say he allowed 5 other guys to screw her. She screwed those 5 other guys because that's how she cut. It showed in precedence in that other documentary that she done, where she wanted to be chosen by Drake or Future. See, these are the things that you're not discussing. These are the things that you're not discussing. So either he's overpossessive and jealous and don't want no man to talk to her, or he does. And just because somebody is of age does not mean it's okay to have group sex. What message are we sending out here? Because you're so the age means it trumps 5 guys running the train on her. Like, we have to really think about it, what we're saying before we say these things. Let's keep it moving.
She said, what I'm trying to tell you, Tasha K, you trying to
First of all, Azrael is a confirmed liar.
Oh,
so you trying to say Azrael saying this, Azrael saying that. Azrael don't know if she want him. She miss him. I read the emails. What she says is a lie. We know what went on between them. She was underage when she left. Okay? Would you sign for your daughter to go live with a grown man?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't even take my daughter to an R. Kelly concert at 17. He took
the
his
way
daughter.
Where you capping for him, I don't know, DJ.
No,
it seems like you would take your daughter to a concert.
Listen, Tasha K, we're going to have a decent conversation. We're going to have a real conversation.
What's
okay?
up? I got like people waiting, so we gotta.
R. Kelly concert. And his wife stood up there and said out of her own mouth that they took Azriel to the concert for her daddy's birthday. Her daddy's birthday wasn't until June or whatever the case may be. Whatever her day her Angelo's birthday was, they took Azriel to the fucking fest for her daddy's birthday. Come on, man. And then y'all ain't gonna sit up here and tell me that some doctor said she needs to pursue her goddamn music career and her daddy take her to a goddamn concert? Who does that?
I'm taking my child to concerts. What's wrong with that?
Okay, so now you're gaslighting, Tasha. Now you're gaslighting. First you were saying to DJ, oh, I don't know. You sound like you would be taking your daughter to a concert. I don't know. And then once he make his point, and it's a valid point, then you say, oh, well, I took my daughter to a concert. So what's wrong with that? Now, either it's okay for R. Kelly, Azriel to go to a R. Kelly concert, or it's not okay. Which one is it? Because if it's not okay, if it's DJ and his daughter to prove your point, but when he said who takes his daughter to an R. Kelly concert, because for one, if everybody is so flipped out about this age difference between these two, then why the hell would you take her to a concert if she wasn't even born when he came out? That's the point he was making. It seems to me she would be better at a Migos or someone closer to her age. Why would she want to go to a concert that she wasn't even born yet? And you say, oh, I take my daughter to concerts. Yes, you do take your daughter to concerts. But you're not going to take your daughter to a Temptations concert or a Maze concert, knowing she may not even like the group or nobody there her age. Come on now. Let's keep it a buck. This is Spitting Fire. I'm on it.
No. What I'm saying is this here. You're not going to tell me they did not have malicious intent when it came to Robert Sylvester Kelly. You're not going to tell me that.
First of all, it was R. Kelly's due diligence as a grown man, as an icon, to watch the company that he kept. R. Kelly is in this situation because of his failed, okay?
But listen,
because he failed. He failed himself. So we can sit here and blame these young girls all we want. But the facts are, this is not the first time R. Kelly has been caught with underage girls. It is documented on camera. So let's just say hypothetically this, okay, DJ? This is just basic shit. You know that these motherfuckers are after you. You know that they waiting on you to slip. But you still continue to fuck underage girls even after you beat a case? Wouldn't you walk smooth? If you was this close to losing your life and having to register as a fucking sex offender, would you continue to fuck young girls?
Now, I give you that when it says R. Kelly is responsible for the company he keeps. Because we are responsible for the company that we keep. We're all responsible for it. And it's called taking accountability for your actions. And that's exactly what he did when he did the Gayle King interview. But the one thing about it is the fact that we can't say when you're 18 years old that you're legal and then turn around and say you're young girls. We can't say that. Okay, we cannot say that at the same time. And as far as the sex tape concerns, when you have sex on tape, it doesn't say how old you are. Okay, because even though Google took it down, I have it in my archive somewhere and I have thousands of files and it's just too much for me to bear. But trust me, there is a juror out there that interviewed a reporter and said the reason why that they did not convict R. Kelly wasn't because he bought the jury or anything like that. It was because the girl that testified on the stand and the girl in the video did not look alike. They had two different physiques from what they saw. And they couldn't pinpoint if that was her. That's what they said. And having sex in a video does not show your age. You can't say she looked young, she looked 14. You can't say that because you don't know that. You can say she looked young, but you don't know how old she is. Because videos don't say that. And because people put rumors on it, we just have to wait till it play out in court. We just have to wait till it play out in court. Because what I failed what I want to realize, and the reason why I advocate for, and I'm waiting for everything to play out in court. But I know that since this case started, it hasn't been fair. Had this case been fair, I could be like, okay, well, you know what? I don't know what's what. I'm a step back. But I can't do that because of the injustice that the federal government has been doing. The lies that these girls are telling. You just said yourself, Azrael is a big liar. That speaks volume when a man's life is on the line. Now, I give you that. If I was R. Kelly, I wouldn't date nobody under the age of 35 because I'd be done with them. I wouldn't play no more games with these parents. So I give you that. I'm the first to admit that. All right? So that's my breakdown on that. All right. Let's move on to the rest of my commentary. Okay, so first I want to say the other day, Infamous Sylvia had Joel Browski on there, okay? And I called in on the show or whatever, and people was telling me how aggressive I was or whatnot. And I want to apologize to the Infamous Sylvia about being aggressive towards her guests. And I want to apologize to her guests if I was aggressive. Okay, I am very passionate about this case because we have gotten beat up out here on these internet streets from the Opps and people out there in the world and everything else. So I was kind of frustrated with both. However, I don't like it when people flip. Like the last time he was on the show, he was saying something contrary to what he was saying today. And that was only because he wanted to discredit Greenberg. But once Greenberg was officially off the case, he was saying something totally different. And we couldn't pinpoint if he was giving accurate legal advice because of the simple fact is, for one, he doesn't practice law anymore. For two, when he did practice law in a federal case, he lost. So we didn't know if the advice that he gives the supporters were actually accurate. Okay, so it wasn't like I didn't want to hear what he had to say because he was telling the truth and it was something that I didn't want to hear. I'm able to hear the harsh truth. Okay, just like I'm able to apologize to him for being aggressive, because when I'm passionate about something, my tones come off that way. Okay, so I hope he sees this clipping, and if not, please someone put it on Twitter with the time step to let him know and tag him in it, because that's not exactly what I want to do. Or Infamous Sylvia, please let him know that, because I don't want to run nobody off nobody's show, but I was just burning up because we were going through so much. We went through so much to try to change this man's image, and finally we got some traction, and I didn't want anyone to lose hope. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I said that what I said was because I know what I'm talking about as well, okay? And one of the things I was talking about was, yes, the feds do have a high conviction rate, but a lot of that is from plea deals. They have a high conviction rate even when it's a trial as opposed to bench. However, the percentage is much greater. Okay, but these are cases in defense of drug dealings, killings, money, and everything. Things that can actually be pinpointed, where they can follow the money or the crime or the drugs. Okay, but when it comes to celebrities, okay, we have to actually pay attention to how the federal government tries to get them, but they fail. We can't act as if no one ever beat the Fed cases, because they have. Okay? They have. They have won federal cases. Maybe not as much as they have been convicted, but considering the plea deals and considering the type of crime and considering how they able to trace the crime plays a significant role in this. And this was all I was saying on the Infamous Sylvia's channel. And this is when the man said, yeah, you know what? Actually, you're right. So let me give you guys this clipping, okay? And then I'm going to come back with commentary on that and then address the Opps.
I'm joined today by producer, director, and music industry legend, the one and only Irv Gotti, CEO.
There I am,
Co-founder of Murder Inc. Records, the music label that brought you the stars you know, Ja Rule, Ashanti. He's produced hits for people you also know, like J-Lo, Aaliyah, DMX, and Eve. And he's the creator of the BET series Tales, which just wrapped its second season.
There I am, a judge.
There you are. This is the news, so we keep it very real. Some people talk about you as if you're scary.
I'm not scary.
Murder Inc., but you're very funny.
I know. They give me the Suge Knight, East Coast Suge Knight thing, and shout out to Suge. He's in prison. If you're watching this, what's up? But I'm not that.
You're not. You're funny.
Yeah, you know my sister, Nikki?
I met your sister.
I'm the young. You know who I am? I'm the youngest of 8 kids.
8 kids.
Same mother and father. No one's on drugs. No one's anything, and it's just a bunch of love. And what I am, though, is extremely creative, and I'm extremely thankful. So I thought of Murder Inc. because I was watching Gangster Week on A&E, and I needed a name for my label. They did Albert Anastasia and the notorious Murder Incorporated. Then they riddled it with bullets. Murder Incorporated was hitmen, contract killers, hitmen. In music, you want to put out hits.
Hits.
You see the play on?
Yeah.
So I'm like, Murder Inc. And the people in my artists are going to be called murderers.
But people, hold on though, but people took you seriously. The feds took you seriously.
Dead. Serious. I had to the same explanation in court.
You don't. You said the hits,
right.
and you were. And I want to be clear. You know, I cover law around here. You were acquitted in court.
I was acquitted, 100%. Thank God. Thank my lawyers, Shargell and Left Court. But I had to explain Irv Gotti. I was Jay-Z's DJ. He walked out of 560 State Street, was going to do a show. He said, yo, I'm calling you Gotti. Everyone started calling me Gotti. It wasn't with Gotti. I didn't think of that guy.
So I wanted to play that clip to let it be known that, you know, things are possible. Okay? And when people think things are not possible, you know, we lose hope as a culture of people. And I know that the opposition, okay, because people were telling me that Sylvia and they was talking about me or whatever. And I'm good with that. You know, when you're a blogger, as I mentioned earlier, I'm good with that. I'm fine. I even support the channel, you know, over there with the Opps. I'm really good. But one of the things I wanted to be known is, yes, you know, being ghetto is part of my history. You know, I'm from the streets of Detroit, and I can be that way sometimes. But I find it very hypocritical that people say that about me when clearly I'm not the only one on these internet streets that way. And some people need to look in the mirror because they speaking on it. So I own mine. I own mine. And there's no reason to be embarrassed at all. You know, if I do something that people don't like, pull my coattail. You know what I mean? I have no problem with getting my coattail pulled. Hey, you cut up over there too bad. Chill out or whatever. Hey, as grown as I am, you know what I mean? And that's the problem. People think when you're grown, you're supposed to know how to act. No, sometimes you don't. Sometimes your anger and your impulse can get the best of you sometimes, especially when you're passionate about something. You know, like for most part, I take accountability for my actions. I act like I'm supposed to act. But sometimes I can be so passionate about something that I could lose my cool and my temper and my way of, you know, saying intellect. So I want people to understand that. You know what I mean? And I know the Opps are the Opps or whatever, but that's one of the things that I want them to understand, that I'm out here advocating not just for R. Kelly, but for men particularly, and the injustice of our people, and to bring cultural obligation. So I hope that clears up some things, because I know that I go over there and I see the names I'm being called, Spitty and Fire Spitter, and I think it's funny. I think it's so funny. But you guys have to understand something. When I first came on these internet streets, I was always tough, okay? I was always aggressive. I'm not going to lie to you. But you guys made me that way more so, okay? You came on there fighting, spitting fire with full throttle. So when I am ghetto, part of that is because of you guys over there, the Opps. Before it was even Team Gales, okay? All right? Because you guys were coming at me on Twitter. You were coming at me when he was wearing the mask. You were coming at me thick. All right? So take ownership of it. Take ownership of the fire spitter and spitty that you created. All right? So, anyway, thank y'all for listening to Spitfire. This is my breakdown of Tasha K video and addressing the issues or whatever. And I hope that you guys let Sylvia know, to tell Mr. Browski or whatever, my intentions were passionate. It was not deliberate, okay? And apologies to him if it was. And I give him a public apology, because the one things I don't want people to think is that I'm just mean and aggressive and a bully, okay? So thank you guys for listening to Spittin' Fire. I'm your girl, R.A. Fire out.